Hi, I'm Space Bear Bebop. I am a flow arts and fire performer. I'm also a resident DJ here in Buffalo for a group Satellite of Love.
My name is Holly City. I've been dancing since the age of 3.
I work in a kitchen as a kitchen manager making fresh cold pressed juice and salads, but flow arts and fire spinning are my passion.
My mom found an ad in our local newspaper and she asked me if I wanted to try dance class, and I said yes, and she asked me every year after that if I wanted to keep going back. And so decades later, I am a professional dancer. I've been teaching dance for the past 11 years. I'm also a certified licensed massage therapist in the state of New York. And I am a fire spinner too. First times was about 5 years ago. I got out of a toxic 3.5-year relationship, and shortly after that I had found out that my aunt had committed suicide, and I just felt very alone, and I had a hard time with reaching out and asking for help because I was always somebody that people came to for help, and I never wanted to feel like a burden to anybody with what I was working through. I'd always just be like, well, I can deal with it myself, I can take care of it myself. But it was really like a hard breaking point where I didn't know who to talk to. I worked through that, and I realized that a lot of the things that I was doing, I was just standing in the way of myself, of, they always say like you're your own worst enemy. And I was holding myself back from being vulnerable, and it's so scary. But when you do allow yourself to release that and let go, it lightens the load, and it's worth it. It's worth letting go and being okay with being able to open up.
2 years ago, my life kind of fell apart. My fiance left, and I was stuck in a new home with a new job, no social circle. I think the day she left and I was alone in our apartment, I realized it was really over, and I didn't have a social circle, and I needed a community that I was trusting and open to, and that I knew wouldn't judge me on what I've been through and just who I am. That's why it was just so ironic to me that I found flow at that time. And I don't even really want to say I found it. I want to say it found me. Brought me to what's known as the Monday Night Flow Jam here in Buffalo, New York at Hoyt Lake. It's a night every week where flow artists from all around the city come to practice flow and fire arts. And from the minute my friend brought me there and I got to see fire spinning in hand, it just kind of took over my life. It's inspired and motivated me, and it's transformed my life for the better physically and mentally. It's incredible. Everyone is so incredibly encouraging and inspiring and knowledgeable.
I got into the flow arts about 4 years ago, but I wasn't doing fire just yet. I started going to music festivals, and at one of those festivals was when I saw a group of fire performers, and I was just totally blown away. 3 years ago, I finally had a friend help me out, and I picked up a set of palm torches and finally lit them on fire, and now here we are. It was such an incredible moment. and I'll actually be able to like hold fire in your hand and like work with it and like use it as like almost like a partner, not just like a prop, because fire, it's alive and it has its own flow and movement to it. It was very exhilarating, and it was just such an incredible experience of something I'm used to performing for people, but taking this extra element and adding it on top was just something like I had never experienced. Most of the time when I perform as a fire spinner, it's almost always improvisation. I think it's a way for me to go into the flow arts of that. It's a mindset. There's this really beautiful balance between awareness and letting yourself be open to the possibility of bringing in whatever you feel called to at that time.
The first time I spun, I noticed how therapeutic it was. And spinning just kind of helped me dissociate in a way where I was able to meditate through movement and still enjoy myself physically, as well as challenge myself and see what I could learn and achieve. First time I spun fire, which was at our Delaware Park Flow Jam, that was just incredible. I've never experienced anything else that was so euphoric and relaxing, but also adrenaline surging. And while I was terrified my first time, parts of me felt in complete control.
When have you felt most powerful in yourself?
After a fire performance, for sure. Just knowing I had a good burn, I didn't set myself on fire, which happens from time to time. And just knowing that the crowd was pleased or shocked. That's when I feel at my most power.
So now I want you to tell me about a time when you felt at your most powerful, the most beautiful, most yourself.
Anytime when I'm performing, being with like my dance and flow community, there is, like I said, there is no other feeling that I have experienced when I go out onto a stage, whether it's a stage for thousands of people or a fire circle or even just a small crowd of a few people. I really allow myself to let go in that moment and become something more than just Holly. And in those moments, I just want whoever is with me at that time to do the same thing, to let go of what is going on in your life and just be present in that moment.
I kind of just fell in love with the art of it, all in all, between that and also just seeing the other artists in the community grow, and people closest to me in the scene teaching me what they know, which is all about the flow arts, is, you know, connecting our communities from all walks of life.
Can you tell me a time when you felt most loved?
Just with my fire fan. As you spin fire with other people in your community and you get to know them, it's a very special kind of bond that you build, especially, looking out for each other's safety and teaching. And I may not see any of them any other time of the week, but whenever I do see them, I know it's all love and support and encouragement.
Is there anything that you feel is holding you back from any goals or self-fulfillments?
The fact that this is still very much underground scene, while we know that, it's known here in Buffalo, people know who we are, some people don't understand or respect the art of it and think we're just being dangerous wild childs. When the fact is, especially in the community, we look out for everyone's safety, not just ours as performers, but for the crowds.
What captivates you most about it? When you're spinning fire, when you're dancing?
How to put that into words? There's this feeling that you get when you're in that moment that I have never experienced before with anything else. When I am moving and I'm in that performance zone, there's just no other feeling that I really get from that. And it's something where something else comes in and takes over, and I let go of any kind of inhibitions or stresses or worries that I have, and I just really let myself be present with my body and my mind and what I'm doing, and it feels so good. It's so therapeutic, and it's very freeing. I'm a big fan of it. I've found a lot of healing through movement meditation and through the flow arts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very moving experience that one can have.
What captivates you most about it when you're doing it?
Probably the adrenaline rush.
I was in Shakespeare in Delaware Park a few years back, and I just had a very small minor part in A Midsummer's Night Dream. And I had somebody wear me a letter that after the show was over, and this man had told me about that he'd come to the shows annually with his girlfriend, who then became his wife and his family. And she got sick and passed away from cancer, and he stopped going. It was very hard on him. But his kids convinced him to come out to the show, and he wrote the day of the performance of which one he came to. And something about my performance, he said, evoked emotion in him. And I had reminded him of his past wife. And I was just dancing. I had 7 lines in the show. I wasn't a major part of it, but it was very bittersweet for him, he said. Because at first it was hard, and then he had a floodgate of memories of times with his wife that he had forgotten about. And it really helped him with like his healing and his closure, and he wanted to thank me for that. And I've never had an experience like that. And for someone to handwrite a note and send this out to me for me to receive it, who I have no idea, I still don't know who this man is. It was a very powerful and beautiful experience to know what the arts and what this work means to people and what it can do. I feel very blessed and very grateful to be who I am and what I'm doing here, and being able to make an impact in this life, to be able to do this.
Support flow arts, flow and fire arts. Support love and peace, and just be open to encouraging and supporting each other. Everyone needs love and needs a positive, creative outlet, I feel, to truly be themselves and to be happy with themselves. And for me, that's fire arts.
Okay.
I see a light on the way, nothing to say. It's a
moments in life, like, especially the little moments, to appreciate. I always tell my students the same thing, to like never stop moving and never stop dancing. And no matter how that plays into your life, it just makes you feel good. And I think it's important for us to remember that it's okay to feel good, and it's okay to smile and laugh and enjoy yourselves. Don't take yourself too seriously. Life's too short.